Hi everyone, I'm here with Matt and Tiffany Whitney of Third Perspective Design. Thank you.
Hello.
So much for having me today. First of all, what do you do and what makes your business unique?
What we do at Third Perspective Design is build raised planter boxes and landscape design. So we can come in if you wanted us to build it on site and put in the planter boxes and the soil and even do the planting as well. We can go as far as that. But for the most part, we sell planter boxes in a kit form, or we build them here and we can drop them off and deliver them, or you can come pick them up with a half-ton truck.
Amazing.
So that's kind of what we got into. And it would have got into how we got into it was 1 year I got laid off, typical being in the trades during Christmas, and I had a lot of time on my hands, and my wife was like, hey, I got this Pinterest thing. I want you to look like some planter boxes and build them. So that's what it came to be. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. These planter boxes that we're sitting on here right now, you've made them.
Yeah, these are first generation.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so all my mistakes were put in here so my clients didn't have to deal with the whoop. These are all ours. When we got this property, this was just a big mud hole.
Okay.
So yeah, we kind of turned it into our own.
That's fantastic. And there's all sorts of different shapes, and so you really do custom design.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So if you're thinking about your business, what makes you most proud of what you've done here?
Wow, that's a great question. Proud. I think what makes me proud is I've taken something out of nothing, really. I put it on social media, and then from there I got my client base. And you know, what's funny is, like, you know, I've got friends and stuff like that, but I'll say this is talking to fellow gardeners, and I've gotten great friendships out of my clients.
Yeah.
And I've got more out of, you know, of a friendship out of my clients than some of my friends.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? You have similar hobbies, similar interests, learn from each other. And that's with the gardening community and just the growing community in general it's a pathway to knowledge of just speaking your truths and what you've learned throughout, you know, what's worked for you, what hasn't worked for you. And that knowledge base being passed on to, you know, a lot of my clients are a little bit older and stuff like that. So me being a younger guy, you know, younger people, we get to learn from their experiences. Yeah. So that's I guess that verbal
knowledge of them.
Just kind of passing on your knowledge using your voice. I think that's what I'm most proud of.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What about you, Tiffany? What are you?
Community, definitely. Just like the connections we've made, just the fellow gardeners, just the resources that we've learned, how we've become more like organic, whereas we just started using like synthetic fertilizers and everything. The communities helped us really change our ideology of gardening.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a huge one, actually. Yeah.
That's amazing. Perfect. So then that leads naturally to my last question. If I were to talk to the people who you have worked with, the family members, the community that you have grown while owning your business, what would they tell me they love most about you guys and the work that you do?
Oh man, I would say we actually get to know their space. When someone reaches out to us and, you know, has this napkin drawing of their space and of their garden, of their dreams, and they, you know, ask for input, or they're like, I'm thinking about putting planters here, and they're asking, you know, I'm this south facing, north facing, east, whatever it may be. That to me is exciting, and I don't think you would get that out of a big box store. There isn't that connection. And I'm there with my clients, you know, listening to their dreams and their desires, you know, if it's their first garden or they're on their third garden, you know what I mean? Being a little bit older and like having that knowledge base of what they want. And, you know, there's some that really know their stuff and know what they want. And then there's some that love to ask those questions. So I would say that's the funnest part of us doing this, because, you know, being in the oil and gas, there is that disconnect. You feel very much like a number. You're very disposable. You're there for a paycheck, and doing this is more therapeutic than anything. We got a lot of reward out of, you know, doing it for us, turning it into a business. The knowledge base, I don't know how many hundreds of hours we've been on YouTube learning what works for our climate, for our zone, our soil. things like that. So it gives you, especially because we all got to eat. That's the other big part of it. This is also comes down to those, you know, necessity factors, like, you know, feeding your soul or feeding yourself kind of comes hand in hand. And I think it does both, especially when you have a garden.
Yeah.
That makes
and if we can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just sitting here talking to you guys, I probably need to pick your brains because I don't even know how to. Your knowledge is way far surpassed. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that, and for you know, for sharing what you do with the people that with your community, the gardening community. So I appreciate that.